So this is the shortest way how the ancient Egyptian looked to the human creature. Because in some other sources they will tell you there are 7 elements, 9 elements, but the 5 elements are the major elements, and if there is any other story, it talks about other aspects of each element. Okay, so be sure that this is the most accurate one, and no one can argue with the number 5 in this lecture. I couldn't find a better picture than this. This, in my opinion, is the ancient Egyptian point of view of how the human is supposed to look like. That someone surrender to nature. Because we can use our intelligence, we can use our abilities, we can enhance, and what we think we can use our enhancement, we can use resources, other examples, but in the end we are actually playing according to the rules of the nature, and those rules are the victorious rules at the end. So what we shall do to surrender this, I choose that symbol to try to explain or to show you that this is the proper way. But when we use our abilities, is to enhance the way how we do this, but we are not enhancing the elements itself. Number 1, the body, we call it get. The actual word according to the hieroglyphic way of pronunciation, get. But I do also agree it is get, because we still have a word in Arabic language we call getta. Getta or gotha means the body or the corpse, exactly. So that's why I think if we do have a word either in Arabic or in English or in any language, it matches the same meaning and the pronunciation is quite similar, I use the current pronunciation, because it is a living image that this is how we pronounce the word in the right way. Because who started to pronounce this for us? The French and the British in the beginning of 1900 AD. So it is their own understanding about some of our vocabulary. This is the meaning of the get. And the word tail here, it doesn't mean the tail of the body, it's the tail of this cell or the tail of this kind of organ. The ancient Egyptian understood that this part, do you recognize what it is? This is the teats of the cow, where the young cow will go and starting to suckle the milk. Yes, the feeding part of the cow with the inner. So this is the outside part and this is the inside part. So the ancient Egyptian imagined that this is a very clear message about the word physical. So when they talk about the physical body means what needs a source of life or needs a kind of food. So this, from their opinion, is the right way to express about this need, and this need will express about the physical body. Another way to say the word get or gat, and this one, here is the question. What do you realize in this word? That the body is feminine. Your body is feminine. But what about if there is I'm a man and a woman? So what does it mean the body is feminine? I'm not talking about the shape of the body, but about the energy and the senses, and they react to some certain actions And also it could be not the shape in the normal way, but as we say, everybody have an aspect from the other person. Like we are females and males in one body, but because I am male, so I can say I am more male than female, and the female is the opposite, more female than male. Okay, that is when we talk about the consciousness and the self-awareness. But when it comes to the body, we are all the same from inside. That's why the Egyptian imagined that the body is like the womb. The body is the womb, either for male or a male. And what was the seed? We will come later to the seed. Okay, so the body of the human person is the womb. And the womb is feminine. And this is jet. When we come to the same word but with this symbol, we are talking about now a cobra. And the cobra is representing, could be, of course, a normal cobra, could represent energy, but here it represents DNA. But the Egyptian cannot write the word DNA, so they tried to find the nearest shape to look like DNA. That's why they choose the cobra. Because we do have other types of snakes. Like some of you asked about that snake with the 2 horns. It doesn't look like DNA. That's why they didn't use that shape of a snake. Number 2. When we get born, what is the first thing they give to us? The name, sometimes before we get born. Okay. In very, very rare cases, someone will get born without having a name for maybe a day or a couple of days. But all of us had our names maybe before we are born. And according to the ancient Egyptian teaching and also the Islamic teaching, that the name we are given is already the name we're supposed to be given. So your father didn't choose your name. No, he just approved choosing the name. My father like this or my mother. So our names was already designed for us. But our parents just joined the game, if we can call it the game. Okay? Ren, R, this is the shape of the lips, the mouth, and N. Why R? Because this is the only letter, not the only, one of the few letters in our human letters. It doesn't matter English, Arabic, hieroglyphic. It is one of the resonant letters, R, and it makes very strong resonant. Like N also, N, M, A, and the vowels. But R is the very clear one. And R means something live also. Like that is one of the letters when you speak it is very clear, so someone else can hear it and will easily recognize you are talking. N is vibration. So this kind of life will be vibrated for a long, long time. And N is the water wave and can be the energy wave. And the funny thing that I was trying to understand if we can do this with 1 or 2 or how many angles, until I discovered something interesting, that it doesn't matter how many, it could be sometimes 5 or 7 or 9, no problem. But it must start from down and finish down. You never see N ends this way. No, always that shape of N. But then in English language, in the Latin language, they use the first design to play at the Latin N. So Ren is the birth name. Ren, the name also express about your personality and your identity. And we say you can have, or you always have part of your name, especially if your name has a meaning. That's why we don't agree much nowadays about the names without meanings. The ancient Egyptians were giving themselves names has meanings. Like when we say Tuhutmes, as an example, Tuhut is the knitter, Mes is the child of Tuhut. So this man, according to this name, is going to be wise, or at least have part of wisdom in his personality. But in rare cases, it plays the other way. Some names is like a curse for the body, for the person, so he will be the opposite completely. So when you call someone the generous man, he will be very cheap. The smart man, he will be very stupid. Okay? But in general, we all have or receive parts, or the names is considered as part of our identities. So make sure when you are sharing names or choosing names, to choose a name can be helpful for the babies, which is already chosen, but you are just again joining the game. Here it is. When we said the body is the womb, this is the seed. The ba, the soul. And for many years, I am not sure to call it the soul or the spirit, which is correct. Do you have any idea what is the difference between the soul and the spirit? You think both are the same, right? Of course, they are not the same. That's why we have two different words. Also in Arabic language, we have ruh and nafs. Ruh can play at the soul and nafs can play at the spirit, or the way around. Okay? I cannot tell you which is which, but there is one responsible for life, just life, to make us alive. And the other one is responsible for make you act alive. What is the difference? When you are sleeping, are you alive or dead? But are you acting alive when you are sleeping? No. So that will be the soul or the spirit. But I agree it will be more the soul. The soul makes somebody alive. So I am breathing. My organs are working, digesting, blood pressure, heartbeats. But you are not alive without the spirit. And the spirit who makes you laugh, feel joy or happiness or pain or sadness, ambitious desires, that is the spirit. And the same in Arabic, ruh is the one will make us alive, and that is the one will leave the body. As soon as it leaves the body will be dead. But when the spirits leave the body, still alive, but no spirit. Just someone in a coma, or someone lost hope and lost desires, and he just became someone just eating and drinking and sleeping. Okay, so the soul is the main element to cause life to human. That's why it was made to look like a bird, because the bird is flying, had the ability to fly, and it's not a small bird, by the way. It must be a big bird, so big wings, so it can fly to the higher layers of the sky. This is one of the ancient Egyptian tombs in the Valley of the Kings, and they represented this is the deceased, and that will be his spirit among the dimension of spirits. That is all the spirits. And this is also something you can have while you are sleeping. The soul makes you alive, stays in your body, but your spirit can travel while you are sleeping and can go and meet and do things. And that's why dreaming, this is because your spirit is leaving. This is, I think, a tomb of Ramses VI. Yes, and the Valley of the Kings. But if your spirit, if your soul will leave while sleeping, you will die. But the spirit now is traveling, is going and meeting other spirits, can meet your family, either alive or the dead members of the family, can meet other, if I can say, creatures, maybe, can meet the spirit of the tree. Today we understood that the sun has a spirit, and Uzair had a spirit. Everything had a spirit, or Ba. Okay. Another one from the Ndara temple. And look what they are doing, receiving. So it doesn't mean that it's just a soul or a spirit. Your body is the only part of you is learning and receiving. Now also the spirit is receiving. In form of a dream, sometimes, in form of a sense. Okay, sometimes you meet somebody and you receive negative energy. So you dislike the person immediately. And no matter if your partner or if one of your family try to convince you the opposite, you already receive the message. Or the opposite, you receive a good message or positive energy, so you like the person. Question? No. This is just a type of art, okay? Because the Egyptians were not following the realistic school of art. The Ba, so this is very clear that they represent the head of the human with the bird, but it has nothing to do here with the story of the birdman. Now this is clear that the consciousness and the awareness of the human body with the ability to fly way up to the sky. So who was born first or created first? The Ba or the Get? I told you earlier, the Ba. The Ba was there in that dimension here, all of them. So when your spirit leaves your body going to the spirit dimension, actually it doesn't go there as a visitor. No, it goes there, she is returning to, wait a minute, I said she, no, he. The spirit is male. I know it's confusing, but you spend a long time thinking some other ways like Father Earth and Mother Earth. So the body is the feminine, but the soul is the masculine according to the word. Because later we discovered that we have the word bat, B-A-T, not Batman. Bat is not the bat, the bird, the bat is the female Ba. Bat is the female Ba, so we have the normal Ba and the female Ba in some rare cases. So the Ba is returning home in this picture. So the Ba was created before the Get. Could be, because some people will say yes, for sure it was created before, but like 1 day or 1 week before, because the baby was about to be formed in the womb. No, it could be thousands of years. It could be millions of years. And our rules and our consciousness and our awareness in this level is completely different from the physical level. And that's why when the Ba was sent to the Get, it lost so many of the abilities and it lost so many of the powers because it became limited. Instead of living in the, how would I call it, like free abilities dimension, it became in limited abilities dimension. One of the tombs of a place called Deir el-Medina in the West Bank in Luxor, and look, they tried hard to make the same features of the person is the Ba also. And what they are doing here, They are talking to each other. The man is talking to his spirit. What is this? The temple. So the Ba emerged from the temple or standing above the temple, because the temple was helping the deceased, or when he was alive, to enhance the abilities, or to enhance his abilities to communicate with his Ba, to communicate with his spirit. Because it doesn't mean that your spirit inside you, that you are one. No, you are not one. You are many. So you have to deal with your spirit, communicate with the spirit, be a friend, because you can be an enemy to your spirit. So it's better to communicate this way and to become a friend to your spirit. This man in this case looks like a high priest style because of the dress. Now we come to the most dangerous one. This one is the reason of all what we have, the Ka. So we said the get is pure physical element and the Ba is pure spiritual element. Now we have something in between. It is not physical. You cannot see it. You cannot have clear contact with your senses. But also it is not a spirit. So what it is? So many people said it is the twin. But it doesn't add more to our knowledge. What does it mean, the twin? And in the Middle Eastern culture, they call it al-Qareen, equal to the word twin. But listen carefully, al-Qareen. It's a mix of Ka and Ren. And they say al-Qareen is your ghost. And that ghost lives in a different dimension. So al-Qareen is the ghost of the person. That is one of the modern meanings. Could be the astral body. Could be your determinations, the decision maker in your body, the abilities to make, not to make these decisions, but to desire things and to give you the motives to achieve things, okay, either in negative way or positive way, because some people, like the criminals, could be the Ka. So the criminal has a Ka and the good man had a Ka, and but the lazy person, or the one who's doing nothing, his Ka is quite lazy and maybe doesn't exist. Okay, but I'm talking about the active. So we can call it the active part, the active element of the human body. And the ancient Egyptians were very smart using the hands, or the shoulder and the arm and the hand, without the neck. So as if doing this, but they took the head out of the story because they don't want you to think that this is connected with the way of thinking. It is not the way of thinking. It is not the mind. It could be the heart. But mainly more about using the power of moving, especially the arm and the muscle of the arm. So achieving things will be through the Ka. Yes, we will come to this. There is another creature called Ka, the bull. So what is the bull? If I tell you a bull, what you imagine in your mind? Strength, yes. Very strong power. What else? Fertility? Virility? What is virility? What does it mean? Yes, exactly. One of the main meanings is virility. I used to call it fertility, but yes, this is the right word, virility. What else? the one I'm going to say is the one will lead to the point. Why they use the bull in Spain in that game? Huh? Fighter, okay, but what we can call it, blind fighter, okay, easily to be attracted, or if you call the bull to the fight, it accepts, okay, or it responds. Anger could be anger, but we can call it uncontrolled anger also. Here we are trying to reach that meaning that the bull or the car can be easily moved or motivated. Okay, it's not wise, it is not planning, it is not thinking, it is not using logic. No, it is you call the car will respond. Okay. Yes. Exactly. This is kind of passion. Yes. Bull in a shiny shop. China shop. Okay. So that is the car. And why the shape of the hands, the previous picture is like this? Again, here we said this is the best way to talk about the power of the arms without the head, and also it matches the shape of the two horns of the bull. Okay. Khnum, as we learn it today, is the one who creates the car. Also, the car is responsible for doing your job, and hard job also, because sometimes you can be passionate about achievements and about want or the desire to be called warrior, the desire to be called artisans, good actress, good tour guide. So that is always connected with the car. Here we have also the ancient Egyptians, they were quite, how do you call it, try to make separation between the locals and the elites, which is not right. So they created this term, the royal car. So they imagine that the king will not have a regular car. He will, because the king is a royal person, he must have royal car. So this is Queen Hatshepsut, Ma'at Kara, Ma'at Kara. Her name means the system of the ka of the sun. So here they admit that the sun has a pa and a ka also. And the cartouche is supported by the ka of Hatshepsut herself. See, this is the ka of Hatshepsut. And I believe the ka of Hatshepsut was very strong, because Hatshepsut, from being a regular queen, she became the ruler of Egypt. She ruled Egypt not as a queen, but as a king. So her ka was very strong and very smart. This is one of the statues we will see in the Egyptian museum, and they made the ka very clear above the head of the statue. So this could mean maybe not himself, this is his ka. Okay? So the whole statue is representing the ka of this king. Those are not real eyes, but I believe his eyes were the same color. We have found some few details that in ancient Egypt we had blue eyes, green eyes, and what we call it squirrel eyes. Called squirrel, right? Squirrel, that animal. Squirrel? Yes. That kind of gray eyes, yes. So this is the gray eyes. Before we leave this, the movie Ghost Bastards. Do you remember that movie? I love this movie very much. Yeah, when I was young, I used to watch it. That movie, in my opinion, is very true, because they were dealing with the ghost story the same like the ancient Egyptian. When someone dies, the car stays. The car doesn't fly. The car doesn't go anywhere. And the Egyptian believe that the car stays at the same spot at least 40 days, from 40 to 70. This is the time when the body will be sent to be mummified and wrapped and be ready for the funeral, and then will sent to the tomb. This is when the car will leave and will go to join the body. The car is like the twin of the body. Doesn't leave, doesn't go away. But sometimes the car can spend more time at the house as a presence of energy. That's why don't feel afraid of the word ghost. If you have or receive messages from a dead relative, father or a brother or anybody, also don't expect evil actions. No, the car doesn't do evil actions. It depends on the person. If the person has very strong personality, so it means very strong car, so his car will send you or will be able to communicate with you, but in a small level, of course, but maybe sometimes in a high level. And according to the car, if the car or the person was high positive energy, the car will be high positive energy, or was negative energy, will be negative energy. And sometimes they say, according to how the person dies, this last moment will be the type of energy the car will have. If it was a peaceful end, the car will have positive energy. If it is a kind of a very horrible death, like let's say a murder or burning or something, maybe that last moment will stuck with the car and will be negative in somehow. But what does it mean? Yes, exactly. Sometimes it happens because it depends on the emotions of the person at that moment. If he is like horrified or in a great pain or in a great sorrow, so that will affect the car spirit, the car energy. Okay. So how we release, if this is something for you, if we face this type of car, how we let the car leave the house? With wind. You allow the wind to go inside, and with salt and lots of incense. Incense, like the European incense, either that long one or the powder. We prefer the powder, and we put on the incense the gum. You know the gum tree? We produce this kind of plain gum, not the gum we buy, the commercial gum. There is, I don't know the English name of it, frankincense. Yes, frankincense, okay? That will open the gate to the car to leave the house and will go to cemetery to meet the body. Those are the first four elements. There is another element, is a development of the ba. So we don't have new elements. The akh is a development of the ba. The ba will leave the body, and immediately the body is going to lose the name. When the body was born, it got the name, so the first thing the body will lose is the name. That's why most of the people, especially in Middle East here, when the person dies, we don't say, where is Ahmed, where is Abdullah? No, where is the body? Bring me the body. If the body is ready, so we keep saying the body, or the corpse, or the deceased. In few cases, they say the name, but in general, they don't mention the name. And the spirit or the soul, the ba, will fly up to the sky. The first sky, the second, the third, till the seventh. If the person was, I don't like to say good or bad in first life, because good or bad, the ancient Egyptian imagined that the scale or the court of Wazir, your heart will be put against the feather of truth. It's not truth, it is the feather of system, of the balance. Because if you are following, and by the way, when the lady explained that at the papyrus shop, most of them understood this right. It must be one high, one down. Have you heard that? When they put the heart on the scale, they say if the scale is lighter, means innocent, means good. If the heart is heavier, means guilty. No, this is completely wrong. The heart must match the balance it with the feather. The balance shall not go up or down. Up or down means wrong. But to be good is balance with the feather. What does it mean? That you are following the system of the nature. You are acting according to this system. So you are doing the right thing in the right moment, in the right place. But when we say good or bad, you can do something good, but I see it bad. You can see something bad, I see it good. So I'm not talking about this, but I'm talking about you do the right thing at the right moment, at the right place. So that is mind. If you do this, if you have this kind of wisdom leads you to this kind of balance, your spirit after the seventh sky will turn to light. Is light. But if you are not balanced with ma'at, your heart will be eaten with amam. Amam is a mix of animals, wild animals, hippo, lion, big elephant, and this as a symbol of destroying this kind of negative energy in your heart, because you will affect the afterlife with this negative energy. They must send them away. And by the way, the ancient Egyptians were very smart to talk about heaven more than hell. Hell was mentioned in a very small chapter, and in more than 90% or 95% of their talk was about the Ayaru land. So is light, and they chose this particular ibis bird with this, they call it crown, because it is really rare to see this bird. We normally see the regular bird without this extra hair at the back. And the interesting thing, I found this information that normally this bird is Japanese, not Egyptian. We have the ibis bird itself. Yes, this is the regular ibis bird is Egyptian, and we still have it till now. But the king ibis bird, or the crested ibis, is mainly Japanese. And in Japan, they put what in their flag? The sun. Okay. And in India, they show great respect to the cow. So those people are not doing paganism. Okay, no, they are following the ancient teaching. Okay, maybe they lost some of the meaning somehow, but this is the ancient teaching from ancient Egypt and all the planet at that time. Akhenaton. I heard the tour guide yesterday explaining to his group, when we were at the lake, saying Akhenaton, loyal to Aton. A loyal person to Aton? No, Aton, the light of Aton. And who is Aton? The fourth cycle of the sun. Aton is the sun, but the extreme sun, here is the sun. Aton, Akhenaton, the light of the sun. This is one of the carvings. Even the picture looks not clear, so as if light was affecting the camera. This is a sudden end to the lecture. This is my future house. If you have time, I can show you. Thank you. I think we have like about 5 minutes. I can show you something interesting. So I decided to do a field trip to a marble factory. So let's see how it went. This was during the time when I was dealing with another group of partners. I left them 2 years ago. He's explaining to me that the blade must have diamond. The camera was not very good, so we cannot see the diamond dust. But there is diamond here in this level. And see how big this was heavy. This was weighing about 5 kilograms. Anyone was counting the time? It took 15 minutes, 15 seconds to cut 2 centimeters. 15 seconds. It's showing the striations. They tell you a very funny story in Egyptology that after they cut the stone, like a big block, so they brought some sand and water and another piece of sandstone or limestone, and then they start polishing the surface. And then they reached that perfect shiny surface like we saw in many places. Maybe I can agree with them. But if we talk about sandstone or limestone, but when you talk about granite, impossible. Now the man is showing me that they are using those heads, if you can call it the head, to polish and to bring shiny surface to the marble, not to the granite. With big difference. Marble is considered as a very soft material in compare with granite. The second thing we need in this operation, heavy pressure. But the arm pressure, no, cannot be done this way. It must have a pressure. I forgot to add this information. This is the machine of half ton, 500 kilograms. That pressure is responsible for doing this kind of polishment. This is the most exciting part of the story. This machine is giant, 10 times bigger than the bus. See how the formation? So my size will be like this. I was told that this block, which is about 2 meters by 2 meters, this machine takes 24 hours to cut it this way. Did you realize the base, just to move this block, the formation they made, the big metal bridge and the pulleys, just to, this is maximum 1.5, 2 tons maximum. So what will be the size of the design to carry 100 tons or 500 tons or 700 tons, or the unfinished obelisk we are about to see it, the estimate weight 1200 tons. We need all the metal in the planet in this case. That is marble. Can see the sound of it? Imagine 24 hours. It's very quick. That is my story. Why we don't use the ancient Egyptian? If they build the pyramid this way, so it means we are stupid in modern time to waste energy and to waste fuel. This is the best one, see? Okay. Thank you for listening to me.